Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nerd Rant. I'm Dr. Zombrid with my co-host,
JJK Junior Wolf.
Sonic Screwdriver time.
Oh, I heard it that time.
Anyway, so before we start, JJ, I did a reaction video to Ado, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it got 1,100 views, which is crazy, mind you. But what's even crazier is it is my second highest watch time at 83 hours. And if we go to, engagement, it has 4 minutes and 16 seconds of average watch time, which is really solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny, though, when I go to my audience, it's, ready for this? 1,100 views, okay? For Ado, which is a Japanese pop artist. 50.3% is between the age of 45 and 54, and the other 49.7 is 55 to 64.
It's people being like, who's this Ado person that the children are talking about today?
50%, 58.5% is Japanese. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because these are nerdy numbers, and we're talking about nerdy things, which is CES 2025.
I feel like there was many ways that segue could go, because nerd is kind of in our name.
Absolutely. But we're doing CES. That's why I said CES.
Okay. Once again,
I also wanted to say that really
premium segues from Seth here.
Absolutely. I just find it so funny that it is 100% out of 1,000 views between 45 and 64. There is no 0.1% in it is 100% those two. Anyway, CES happened. Also, quick side note, it is currently Thursday night, meaning we are not doing Friday or Saturday. I don't think there's going to be too much Saturday, but I also didn't think there was going to be much 2 days ago, but there was. So if we're missing something, that's why. Sue me.
So for clarification, this is the first 2 days of CES, and that is all we have seen.
But there's a lot.
If we feel like there's enough to do another episode, maybe we will, but I'm guessing there won't be.
Yeah, I think it mostly ends tomorrow. There might be a few side things Saturday, so there's not going to be too much. If there's really something, you know what you guys can do? Join in the Discord, and we'll let you know.
Definitely.
Okay, so how do we want to do this? Because there's a bunch of different categories, right? Do we want to go category by category, talk about some cool things that we saw? I didn't write a list down. I just have a few things in my mind.
Yeah, I have an article pulled up here of some funny, some more interesting things, and then I also watched 2 videos of the best stuff, the most innovative stuff. So I'm up for whatever. If you want to start with one, then move to the other.
Okay, so let's just start with some interesting stuff, and then if we don't cover some things I'm thinking about, we can go category to category. So you start off. You got a list, some stuff pulled up. What's some interesting things?
Yeah, so we have a proto.
For the people that don't know, CES is a big tech conference, and there's a lot of major.
Oh yeah, I guess we should have
companies.
explained that.
We did.
I didn't even know what it was last year, and here we are, expecting our audience to know.
If you don't know, it is this huge tech conference with a lot of just announcements. Some of this stuff is prototypes for 5 years down the line. Some of it we'll see this year. So there is most of the stuff might not have a monetary value to it or a release date, but these are things coming in the somewhat future, whether that be this year or 5 years down the line. Anyway, now you can go ahead and start. Now we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, anyway, so the first thing I wanted to mention is the Honda Zero. Yes, Honda Zero Saloon. Yeah, the apparently level 3 self-driving car, which is completely eyes off, hands off, everything. Supposed to be able to drive itself. They brought a prototype. Apparently they had a concept last year at CES, but this year they were able to bring a prototype vehicle. People could sit in it, see how it worked. Obviously, it didn't drive. Obviously, there was no, testing. But, they saw the vehicle.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the categories I wanted to bring up. There was a lot of cars last year and this year.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, that's one of the biggest, most... what's the word? Desired tech advancements that a lot of people have. I know there's a lot of people against self-driving cars, but if you really think about it, that's one of the most, technologically focused parts of our world. So obviously it's probably going to have a lot of advancements shown off at a tech convention. So
because even if it's not directly like that. It's just the fact that everyone also has a car, right? Not everyone has an iPhone. Not everyone has an Android. Not everyone even has a smartphone. I know plenty of people that still have flip phones, like old flip phones. Not everyone has gaming consoles or big PCs or need these fancy other things at tech conferences like this, but everyone uses a car. So, like, it's just a more practical thing that it really can be for everyone. Because I feel like other than Tesla, I don't really see a lot of people like, yeah, I'm a Ford user.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
I mean, there would be, but I mean, especially in our generation, I don't think there's that brand loyalty to cars as much as
our generation is like, look, as long as I can afford it and drive
it,
I'm good.
Point B, I don't care. So I feel like just, again, like that's one reason why cars are such a big deal is just everyone uses it. So is there anything else with the Honda Zero that you want to mention, like specifically?
Not quite, no. I did have another vehicle that I thought we could hop to, though, if you didn't have anything else.
Nope, not really. Just, big self-driving.
Yeah, so we have the Aptera solar vehicle, which, I don't know if you saw this one, it looks like a dolphin. It's a 2-seater car that it literally, like, it looks like a mix between a dolphin and a teardrop.
Oh, is this the solar panel one?
Yes, the solar-powered vehicle. Apparently, it says it can get up to 400 miles from a full charge, which is not bad. It says 40 miles of everyday driving in a day, so like if the sun's out and you're driving it at like the most optimal speeds, you could probably get 400, but everyday driving, considering shade and clouds, you can probably get about 40 miles out of it, which is not bad, especially for being fully solar powered. So no plugins, no pumps, none of it. It's complete solar panels.
Yeah, that's really about that one, but that is really cool, and I think that's definitely going to be something I hope we see more of. And a lot of these tech cars, just even if that's not the primary focus, having that side thing, like you sit out on a nice sunny day, it's like, hey, I just need to go quickly shop something. I can just leave it out on the porch, not porch, driveway.
Yeah, plunk the car on the porch.
I mean, that one is pretty small, so it could fit on the porch. Let's be honest here.
No, I think if we can kind of move in the direction of having a mix of like solar and electric cars, not only is that going to be best for the environment, but if we can get electric to the point where, like, I mean, solar charging electric vehicles, because obviously we have Teslas, but you don't see Teslas solar charging. They have to be plugged in. So if we can find a mix between the two where you can actively be driving it and the solar panels are charging your vehicle, but you can also plug it in if the sun's not out, something like that. I feel like that's a good mix, but electric cars themselves kind of need to advance to the point where they are on the same capability level as gas-powered vehicles, because obviously you can't drive an electric car very far before you have to charge it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, I just thought of, because obviously the reason the car is so small is because it's strictly done by solar power. But if, like, I'm just trying to think, like, again, like, because it'd be a passive, right? These cars shouldn't only be done by solar. We can do both. On the hood of a car, like the hood or trunk. Like, hey, you're sitting there, put the trunk out. Just a little bit extra. I don't know. Like, you pop that up. Just, you try to kind of throw it in. Kind of like shingles, right, of a house. Like, you just kind of throw it in as much as you can. You just get that little extra bonus on top of your normal. But yeah. So, that was definitely one I wanted to mention. That was pretty cool.
Yep. I don't have anything else car related. Did you have anything?
Okay. I did have one more. I don't know if you saw, or two more. I don't know if you saw, there was the golf cart. So there's a golf cart, but the big thing is it is modular. So you can kind of make it like
golf cart.
So it's like a one person, but it's like a very nice compact golf cart. Which can go up to like 60 miles an hour.
Huh.
But it's modular, so you can take like the top of it off and the back, and you can make it like a moped type of thing, or you can add a nice little flat tray for pizzas. So I just remember seeing a car like that last year, and this one's just more of a moped motorcycle type of thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the motorhomes. There was some motor,
I believe that was there
homes.
last year, wasn't it? Or I think it was there
Probably
last year, but
different.
nothing was functional. I think that's what it was.
The same? Maybe.
I think it was a model that didn't have the tech in it to work, and then they brought it back this year with all the tech to show off all of that side of it.
Could be, because I know one of the video that I saw about it was just talking about how it was surprising that everything worked. But yeah, all of the tech in the RV did work. Maybe not flawlessly, but it worked. It did something. So it could have been something from last year. But again, I just think that's cool. Would I ever get it for the price point? No.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely cool, something to see the future of. And I definitely think that is a type of place where like electric vehicles could be really good, is an RV type of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really it for the cars. There is one other, I don't know where to put it, so we're going to put it here. There's one more transportation type of tech that I saw.
Are you about to say what I think you're about to say?
Probably. There is a suitcase where you can ride.
The Aotis motorized carry-on luggage.
With a battery pack which can charge your devices.
Woohoo!
No,
It's exactly what it sounds like, guys. It's a suitcase that has a motor and wheels that you can ride around the airport.
And it's legal. Like, the one video I said it was fine to do this. But, like, practically for me, I don't know. Because I go to more train stations than something like airports. And they're a lot smaller. But, like, I've been to an airport. And they are big. So, like, if that is something that you consistently do, I don't think this is the worst thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of goofy. I don't think this is for everyone. But, like, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It's $500, which, honestly, really isn't that bad, because I don't know if you've seen some prices of luggage. Luggage is really expensive really fast, I feel like, for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
So for $500, I get decent luggage. I'm guessing a pretty hard shell, so like somewhat kind of protection. I can just drive it around. And battery pack to charge my devices. I don't think that's horrible for $500.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough with transportation. Where do you want to go next?
Well, I guess we should probably touch on some of the gaming stuff, because, you know, that's kind of like the whole subject of our podcast most of the time.
Yeah, kind of. Just a bit.
Yeah. So, first one I wanted to mention, because I thought this was pretty cool, the LG 5K 2K bendable monitor.
So, actually, funniest thing is I was scrolling through YouTube waiting, and I have already seen a Temu ad. Now, it is not claiming it's bendable, but it is using a clip of the bendable monitor.
Bruh, that's crazy.
So what is it? It's bendable monitor, which I don't think is completely new. But what is this?
Yeah,
RJ?
So bendable monitors themselves are not new. There are ones that exist. You have to bend them yourself, which is a very delicate process from what I understand. You can't be super rough with it. You just bend like the insides slightly in. Those, however, did not have a great range of motion, because obviously when bending it yourself, there's only so much you can do. However, this one is motorized. So you press a button on the monitor and it bends itself to either be like a fully curved, I don't want to say like a fully 180 degree curve. I think it's probably more like 120 or 100 degree curve, but it's a pretty significant curve, and then you can press a button and it goes back flat. And mind you, this is a big monitor. Like, this is a long monitor. It's nothing small like, you know, the typical folding flip screens of a phone. This is like huge monitor. So it being able to bend like that and at that significant of an angle is pretty impressive.
And I'm guessing the 5K, 2K. Is there like any? Like, is it 5K? Is that what it is? Okay.
I'm going to say probably, maybe. I didn't hear any actual tech specs on it in the videos I saw, but yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I feel like it's not too big of a deal for most people. I saw the one video specifically was talking about racing. With racing, you can quickly scroll, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I don't know if you would really need to change it that much. Like, I'll keep my curve monitor, and I don't really need to change the curvature that much.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool monitor, but that's definitely a feature that's like, do you really need it?
like, you would need it, but it's for a niche. Like, it's a certain group of people. It's not like the average monitor needs to have these features. Is there any other monitors?
There was this one I wanted to mention, the LG
displays.
Transparent OLED TV.
Yes, which is also not new.
Technically, no, but I think this version of it is. We've
This
had
version absolutely
transparent
is.
displays before,
But yeah,
but
I think it was
yeah,
last
this
year I
one-
saw something about it too.
yeah, this one is completely new. It's a little weird. So it technically has like 3 panels, and the 2 panels on the outside are what project the holographic display. I think it's a panel of glass, I'm pretty sure. And it projects it through the glass. And so you could see through the screen completely, but you also see the picture in the glass, and you can see it from both sides. And then there's a black, basically just board, kind of like a projection board that comes up in between. That makes it look just like a regular TV, which is pretty impressive to be able to do both those things. But it's a pretty good looking display as well. The picture quality is not as bad as I've seen some other like transparent displays.
It was pretty high hertz too.
Yeah. And
for what you would
mind
expect.
you, this is all wireless as well. There are no cables needed for this TV. You set it up, and then there's a box that you place within 30 feet of the TV, hook up all your stuff to that box, and then it wirelessly transmits it to the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I think it's just, again, one of those things where it's kind of niche. Because, like, I don't know where I'd put this, where, like, I couldn't do something else for this.
Yeah.
That'd be cheaper. Is there anything else? Or there's another wireless TV that I did want to talk about.
Go for it.
I don't quite remember the name, but what was cool about this one is it's, again, wireless. There's a little panel on the side where you can kind of press in, it pulls out, and you could plug your Fire Stick or Roku stick into it, and then it goes back into the TV. But the way it mounts is it has stands, but it actually has airtight seals that you can put it onto the wall. And it even can go against, like, you know, paint, hardwood, or even some kind of stones.
I remember that. Yeah, they had shown it on like a fridge and a wall and all this different stuff. It's just kind of suctions itself onto any flat surface that you put it on, which is really nice because then you can literally just take your TV anywhere. Like, it's a little inconvenient because it's a TV, so the size is a little big. But but it's really cool if you want to be able to move it fairly easily.
Say you have a game room and you're having a party, like you're watching a game, I could just take my nice big TV and throw it on the living room for an extra, like a big display or something.
Yeah, pretty neat.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Another monitor was the foldable one, and not like, it's like rolling. It was the computer screen that, like, you can extend the display a little bit. And it was like rolled up. That was kind of weird, but kind of interesting too. That's really it. There wasn't anything special about that one. It's just slightly taller display, just rolled up, I guess. But
yeah.
Anything else for displays?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Yeah, those are the big ones. The see-through. There were some other ones like a smart canvas thing. That's kind of cool, but nothing really caught my eye as like, oh, that's really cool and different. Just new models. Yeah. So where do you want to go next with gaming?
We could probably talk about some of the...
Go into some hardware.
I said this last time, but we can probably talk about the actual gaming stuff now.
Okay. So, like, what?
We can probably start with something that you had said before, the Atari Game Station Go.
Yes! Atari Go is coming out, and they said, I believe, Q3 this year. So, not that far off.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know how we missed this, but apparently Atari released something, like a handheld console, like a year or two ago as well. Like, it's not new that they're putting out a console. Apparently, they've been releasing handhelds for a little bit now.
Okay.
Yeah, but this one actually looks really cool. One feature that I did want to actually point out was the the lights behind the buttons for certain games, I thought that was awesome and such a great idea. Like, not all Atari games are going to be using the full range of controls, and so it only highlights the ones that you would actually be using for that game. So say I'm playing something that just needs the D-pad or something that just needs the 4 buttons, then it would highlight little lights behind those buttons, and those are the only ones that I would need to use, and I'd be able to see that visually. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a nice little thing. You know, it's not like something that's needed, but it definitely adds to the device and makes that device a little bit more unique.
Mm-hmm.
Atari! Still surprised. Woo! But, you know, that's fun.
Yeah.
Nothing about Nintendo, by the way. At least that I saw.
Yeah. I don't know if Nintendo doesn't like this event or what.
I mean, probably not. Anything else, or we can
They're
talk about another
saving it for
company like
themselves.
Sony. Sony had a few
sure,
things.
let's go for it.
Like a car. Another car.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive. But nothing really fancy. It's another autopilot car. I'm trying to think. The only big things were honestly, like, unless there's anything that you saw, the only big things I saw were they announced some anime stuff. For example, Ghost of Tsushima, which I think we talked about that last week, right? With the Ubisoft stuff on episode. And there's actually going to be a Ghost of Tsushima anime. 2027, I believe. And then also they're adding to Crunchyroll manga, which is pretty cool. But there wasn't really too much from Sony, which I was kind of surprised by, but I guess we did just get
maybe
the Pro
the
not too long
Horizon
ago.
Zero Dawn movie that's also being made.
Oh yeah, that happened. There's a few movies. There's also a Helldivers 2 movie.
Yep. And God of War is still supposed to get something at some point.
God of War is doing God of War things. I just hope that one of those things leads to the skin coming back.
Yeah. Anyways, next gaming thing at CES.
What?
We have the Roto VR Explorer. Did you see this one?
Which one's that one?
That's the chair.
That's the chair. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yes.
This is kind of cool. However,
This was
kind of
really
blows my
cool.
mind. They said it was like 10 years in the making, and not that it's hard to believe, but like I don't know. Oh, 10 years seems kind of crazy. But to be
I
fair,
can see it being difficult. I think more what they meant when they said 10 years in the making was VR itself has really only been around for 10 years. So I think they were like, from the start, we've wanted something that does this. Not from the start, we've been working on this exact product.
to be fair, I just saw a video though about somebody IDing someone, and it's like, there's no way you're 18, because the B movie's 18 in 2007.
Lovely.
It might just be being too old. It's like, yeah. So, but no, other than that, it's cool. This is a cool product. What does it do, JJ? I mean, other than it being a chair. Because the chair's not that crazy.
It's a super fancy chair. The
Which
chair
is
that
wireless.
makes you feel things.
It's a wireless chair.
It's a haptic chair, so it has little pads on the cushions that'll make you, it'll like poke you and has haptic feedback according to your VR. In case that wasn't obvious, it's a chair for VR. When you sit down, it hooks up to your headset and all the things sync up. It spins when you look. So like if you were to look left, it would spin left and stop at where you were looking. So pretty much just follows where you turn your neck, which is really helpful. It has different like ways it can recline and stuff to fit different ergonomics. It has a little desk tray that also will turn with you.
So like that's the main chair. There's a cheaper price, and then you can add a little bit. The way they kind of advertised it is like some people like standing, some people like sitting. So you can just get the basic chair and just sit, which could be nice because I feel like that is definitely one thing that adds to the motion sickness of VR is that standing. For example, I have this one VR kayak game that can be very nauseous if I'm trying to stand and kayak. So having a nice chair is nice. But that's also already out. That is already available to the public. Some of these attachments that we're about to talk about, though, will be releasing maybe throughout this year or next year. For example, a desk tray.
Yes, it has a desk tray. You can put your keyboard and stuff on it, and that will also rotate. It has, I don't know why this one was even an attachment that you can buy for like $100, but armrests They literally just clip onto the chair, and that's it. Apparently, they said they're going to be making some future stuff that clip onto these arms, but I don't know if the arms themselves are worth like $150. That didn't seem logical. But they also have a steering wheel attachment for racing, which was awesome. I feel like racing games is
steering wheel, but also the pedals too, which are also have those adaptive type motions where it's like, actually feels like you're pressing down depending on the car that you're driving.
Yeah, I just felt like that was made for this chair. Like, obviously, if you're sitting down and playing VR, racing is one of the first things that's going to come to mind just because, driving a car. So you reach out and grab the wheel, that kind of stuff. And just having all of that be haptic and turn with you, it's going to be an awesome racing experience in this chair. I can tell you that much.
And then there was one more. Do you remember
what was
one?
that, Seth?
The plane.
Woohoo! The plane. Just in case you are psychotic and you want to fly.
But no, this one was also cool. They're also saying how it like religiously will copy whatever cockpit that you're currently using. So it seems like whatever the buttons are doing, like so if this type of cockpit, the go button's on the left, but this one's on the right, it will copy that. I don't know enough about planes to say what the buttons are. But no, it's just cool, different attachments, and I can see plenty more coming in the future. Mech. Robot war mech?
Yup. That could be interesting.
Anyway. No, this was definitely one of the cooler ones, but yeah. Anything else with this?
Not with the chair, no.
Okay. What other techie gaming thingies?
I'm scouring. Hold on. Oh, yeah. NVIDIA had a stand as well.
NVIDIA had a huge one.
Yes. It wasn't anything super new. They were showing off their new graphics cards and stuff that got announced a little bit ago. Just the 50 series, right? Yeah, 50 series. Yeah, they were showing off all those graphics cards. They are significantly cheaper than the 40 series graphics cards.
Is definitely significantly cheaper with about the same, like, what was it? The 549 card, which is the cheapest, is the 5070, has about the performance of a 4090. Now, I've also been seeing people saying, hey, be skeptical of this because of just, lots of different techie things and, like, performance and compatibility. But generally, even if it's not the same, to get anything close for less than 600 is not bad.
Yes, and I will say, my dude, this is a mostly reliant on AI graphics card. Like, that is why it is so cheap, because they did not have to put as much technology in it, because their AI development has gotten to a point where it's doing a lot of the upscaling and heavy loading for the graphics card. So while, yes, it is still a hefty-sized graphics card, most of what is in there is not technologically advanced. It's advanced on the AI side of things. That's why they can make it so cheap.
I think, what was it, like 4 terabytes or something of AI processing? Like, they said, like, T-bytes.
I'm pretty sure,
I don't know what that is, if it's terabytes or a different type of measuring statistic.
Or it might be what they named the graphics card. I know they said they had nicknames for them or whatever. Like, one was
like the
G-byte or something like that.
Well, no, because it was on all of them. It was on, like, a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't think it was the specific card. I think maybe it's, like, the processor or the part of the graphics card for AI. Because they had a specific stat for the AI processing. There's also just a lot of other numbers, processors, different types of components. And there was another product, which I'm still not really sure what it is. But they were talking about how it could process the entire internet at that moment with this processor in a second. It was like 1.4 petabytes or something. I'm not quite sure what that's for. That's not a graphics card. They talk about some other products, but they're definitely doing some crazy work there. Let's just say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the main part's the graphics card, which is, like, again, for that price will be crazy. And I don't know if you saw, we already got some games running with DLSS 4. And the performance is crazy. I think it was Black Myth Wukong without it was at like 40 to 50. With it was almost 250 FPS. So the performance is definitely solid so far from what we're seeing in the games that are able to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Anything else with NVIDIA?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much all I have for gaming as well. So
okay, so there's one more gaming thing. It's not really gaming. We're gonna put it here, which was just kind of funny. New HDMI. But HDMI 2.2. What? Why are you laughing?
Really?
Yeah, we got HDMI 2.2 announcement with 96 gigabyte bandwidth and 16K resolution. So yeah, because the new NVIDIA graphics card will take advantage of this, and I think there was another system, but yeah, so new HDMI, slight big, and I don't know how big the difference is.
Lovely,
but yeah, new HDMI cord.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else, but yeah, throw this here. Because generally, I don't think you're going to need 2.2
you want to hop on to some of our random
gaming.
different ones then?
We talked about gaming, monitors, cars. Unless you have some
just hop on to random silly stuff.
Random ones. The only one before is cleaning. There are some cool cleaning products.
Bro actually made a category for clean.
Well, first of all, Roombas got some upgrades. Not Roombas directly, but cleaning robots. Did you see anything? There's two specifically.
Yes. There's one that cleans your pool.
Okay, so that's different. The pool's a whole separate category. These are land.
It's a pool Roomba. It is
but that's a different. There's multiple pool things.
It literally locks on to the walls of your pool and will go down there and scrub them, and it goes all the way through, maps your pool. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So there's that one. There's also some other pool stuff. There's I think it might be the Roomba. It might be a different one where it will just come up on land, have a little dry lock charging panel. There's also one where it kind of goes on top and cleans the pool. But a lot of these ones are also really nice because they're also filling it with chemicals and like filtering the water and stuff. So it's like a one-off type of thing for the pool. But there's two other big on land in your house Roomba accessories/additions.
And one of them has an arm.
Yes! Which can carry 300 grams. What's that to pounds? It doesn't really matter.
I don't know.
I still don't know how that
Google,
actually matters.
What's 300 grams in the Imperial system? I think it's Imperial.
Okay. Right? Yeah.
If it has the strength to process that, it's still loading.
10.58 ounces.
Wow. Why? Google's having a seizure in front of my eyes. Okay. Never mind, Google.
Anyway, so I don't really know what that means, but it can pick up like a sock, tissue, something like that, sandal, and you can set it somewhere, which is nice, clear the path. And the other big one is little legs that can go up, doesn't really look like that tall, but some mild steps, which again, these are separate ones, these are separate products, but like we're getting to a point where we can have like a really nice modular Roomba with a lot of these extra accessories, which will really only help. So, yeah, there's some vacuums and some other stuff, but I just want to talk about the Roombas for the cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and with the pool, one of the pool companies, they also have a dolphin, which will, turtle, which will be able to be used for marine exploration and can like scan marine life.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
And it looks like a turtle.
Yes, it does. It does look like a turtle. Anyway, any other cleaning products, or do you have, what other random crap do you got from CES?
I mean, here's a sort of cleaning product. We have an air purifying cat perch.
Okay, that's a thing.
It's literally a cat perch that is also just an air purifier, which I will mention is also from LG. I don't know what the heck LG is on, but they have so much crazy tech here.
I mean, LG is just definitely one of the biggest ones, especially when it comes to home, because it's electronics, appliances. We have TVs, fridges, like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, LG is crazy with this stuff.
So, air purifier, nice. Not the first time and not the last.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, it looks like that see-through TV was also LG.
Yeah. It's like, that's crazy. Anyways, you ready to move on to some random stuff?
Sure, I'm just scrolling through a top 50 pick from USA Today just to see if there's anything else.
We got a robot companion for kids. This one's a little creepy looking. Did you see this one?
No, was it with the dog? Because there was the dog one too, which had a little robot.
This is Hey Amy. It kind of looks like a little baby Teletubby in a mobile cradle. It definitely looks like it's seen some things. I don't know why they thought this was necessary. It has penguin flipper-like arms. I would almost attribute it more to a Furby than a penguin, but all right. It's got a lot of cameras and sensors, so it can like monitor stuff, and it also syncs with TCL home devices, so it'll like know things about your house.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't see any of this, and I'm not seeing too much about it either. When I look up, hey,
yeah,
but yeah, that looks kind of cool. There was a lot of robots.
Mm-hmm.
The dog was cool.
Yeah,
dog was also kind of cheap. It was only $1,600.
Yeah, for a robot dog, that wasn't bad, and it had like a camera on it, so people use it for like security and stuff.
Yeah.
We have a smart garden with its own special effects. So this is like a little, I don't want to say a plant pot. It's more like a plant orb. It kind of looks like a pod that some sort of alien would come out of, but it can grow up to, the number was here somewhere, 15 plants at a time using fogponics, which is a combination of fog to keep it moist and nutrients in the fog itself that help the plants grow at a faster and healthier rate. It also obviously auto waters, and there's an app you can download that'll keep track of the plant's growing progress as well, so you can see all that. It's pretty cool looking. And I could see this being very helpful if you want to like grow your own herbs or something in your house. You can just pick a couple herbs out and grow them all in this pod itself.
Yeah. Seems pretty cool.
Yeah. An electronic lock that it connects to your phone automatically when you get close, and as you're walking up to the door, it unlocks. You don't have to do anything. If your phone is connected to it, as you're walking up, it will unlock. So like say you're carrying groceries in your arms or anything like that, walking up to the door, it will open itself for you so that you can walk in. You don't have to touch the handle. You don't have to touch anything. If it detects your phone getting closer, it'll open.
I don't know if I like that one.
It only works with, I believe, one phone or like approved phones or whatever. Yeah, only the one connected phone will work.
But if someone just takes my phone
as you're walking away,
do you have to unlock your phone? Because if I just took your phone and you had that, I can just get in your house. How's this going to let me right in?
With a voice command or a device such as your phone or watch within Bluetooth range, you can disengage the lock once you're there. It contains an ultra-wideband radio that detects the speed, trajectory, and motion of your connected phone. The lock disengages only as you reach the door.
So, that seems kind of cool if I can, look at my watch or, Apple Watch and, face recognition or something. But I don't know if I just want my door to open up just because I'm nearby. I should have to unlock my phone at minimum.
Well, I get the idea to get towards the door.
Yeah, but
if you're walking away from the door or past the door, it's not going to unlock. It's only if you're walking towards it.
I know, but if they took my wallet, my purse or something, my wife's purse, something like that, and they got my phone and address, they could just get in.
If they took your purse, they probably have your driver's license beside your address and probably your keys as well, so they could get in anyway.
But a lot of people keep their keys with them. For example, my dad...
On their purse.
No, for example, my dad will keep his keys in his pockets at almost all times. He does not take them out. Unless
and what about his phone? He doesn't keep that in his pocket too?
Yes, he leaves his phone on sometimes he'll leave it if he can go to the bathroom or something.
Well, that's far more dangerous than leaving your keys out.
I'm not saying both are smart, but I'm just saying it adds an extra risk that I don't think is
I feel like it's
needed.
not that much different of a risk, though, because obviously your phone is like one of the most valued personal items you could have.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Leaving it out in general is a bad idea. I don't think adding this to it makes it any worse of an idea to leave it out.
That's also America. How many other... so many countries just leave their babies on the sidewalk and they're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool concept. Like I said, I'm not sure the security about that one.
Yeah. We got shoes that boost your performance. This is... Where's the name? The Nike Plus Hyperice. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Let's see. It applies adjustable compression and heat to your feet and calves while also letting you move around instead of being locked down. Apparently some athletes at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games used prototypes to aid in faster recovery between events. So it's like it takes care of your feet and calves while also allowing you to move freely like a normal shoe would.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm all for
like
some
an
more
astronaut
extra
boot.
accessibility type of stuff. So. Any other shoes?
This one... I didn't see any other shoes. Do you have any other shoes?
No. I wasn't expecting a shoe, so...
Yeah. This one I thought was pretty cool and could obviously be applied to other phones too, but a 2-second iPhone battery swap. So what this is it's a case that has an interchangeable wireless charger on it, essentially, and they made a little box for it. You just drop your phone in, and it'll swap out in 2 seconds the battery that's on the charger
I did
with
see
a
this
fully
one.
charged one. So, and then
this
it'll
one was
pop right
cool.
back out. I thought that was so cool, and it almost seems like something out of like a futuristic movie or whatever. You just drop your phone into a box, pops back up, and you have a full charge ready to go for the day.
Now,
I
heard this at first,
idea.
and I was really confused, because I'm like, they took the battery out, and I'm like, battery pack, okay. But no, that's such a good practical use of MagSafe, and I cannot wait till that becomes a norm for all phones, because realistically, it should. It is one of my favorite things about my iPhone 15, is just the MagSafe capability with, like, my charging and stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, my Google Pixel didn't have it, but I was able to get a case that had it, so
Yeah.
I'm still able to use most of that stuff. This one, it's $700 for this full setup with, like, the case and the box and stuff like
battery
that. So
packs.
it's not exactly cheap, but...
No.
Maybe in the future it'll get a little cheaper.
I think that's
That'd be
another
cool.
thing, right? We're seeing concepts, and once these concepts are out, we can optimize it and make it cheaper.
Yeah.
There's another phone one I wanted to bring up, and it's a phone specifically. The OnePlus 13. Did you see this?
I did not.
Okay, so this is a OnePlus. Now, there's one specific feature about this OnePlus. There's a bunch of stuff, and we can talk about it, but there's one specific feature that I saw Carter PCs talk about. They said, this has really good water resistant. We want you to boil it.
What?
So this is the first American phone with IP68 and IP69 rating. He dunked it in boiling water in a pot, and it was fine.
That's crazy.
There's also some extra technology. So you know how sometimes when your hands wet or something and it's hard to scroll, there's some extra technology in there that will actually help when your hands are wet to swipe. And
That's nice.
like this is in America, right? Because I think there's just some extra rules that like we follow. That's why it took so long to get here. You know, Huawei and all these other companies in China, they just get stuff like this out easier. But in America, this is the first phone like this, and it is pretty cool. Now, is this going to be my primary thing because of water? No. But, you know, we reached this, we could see what all other phones, whether it be iPhone, Android, some other Androids like Samsung, Google Pixel, taking some of these water ideas and get some better water safety. But like, it was really cool. Like, he full on just threw it in a boiling pot of water and took it out with some tweezers, and it was fine.
Random side note here. I feel like OnePlus is totally overlooked. Like,
Oh,
I have
absolutely.
a friend who has a OnePlus, and he lives and dies by it. Like, any time anybody asks him for a phone recommendation, he will give you a OnePlus model because it is apparently, like, the specs he showed me for his phone, it's $100 cheaper than my Pixel, and apparently it's better. Like, if you look at the raw specs, it's better. Obviously, I haven't used it, and I don't know how their user
raw specs are always
or,
iffy because it's user interface and optimization that really takes into account with stuff like phones.
Mm-hmm. But it apparently, like, it just raw specs, it looks better and it's $100 cheaper. And if they're coming out with stuff like this that has like this additional technology in it, that's like really impressive. And for something that's, you know, mostly American made as well, that's like pretty impressive. So,
let's see. It's got some other stuff, some oxygen. Let's see, this one, it has the Android-based Oxygen OS 15 platform with AI enhancements, new camera rollout layout, and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. So it's got some pretty cool stuff in it. Power-wise, it looks pretty cool too. I like the design. It's got this new color, Midnight Ocean, which is pretty cool. And the first phone to feature microfiber vegan leather. So I think that's what the case is made out of itself. And like just based on looking at the picture and seeing how it is. And this was only $900. The OnePlus 13, which again, for what that's hearing and all that extra water stuff, like again though, like I could see that not being for everyone, but say that you do a lot of water stuff or diving or something, imagine being able to use your phone underwater if you're a diver, like easily. That'd be really nice. So that was like just really cool. I didn't even realize that makes sense. That was a CES thing, but that was really the only specific phone. And then the charger was cool too.
Yeah, I saw some of the cool chargers here. Like there was one charger that it was just a brick, but it had a cord that coiled up inside of it. So it was like extendable and then retracts itself when you don't need it anymore, which is really cool. I swear, I can't remember. At one point, I saw a cord in an ad somewhere that had a magnetic tip on it. So it was like you put the end of the charger into your phone like any other typical charging port, but the cord itself didn't have the end on it. It magneted to that part that you put in your phone, and you could take that off at any time. And it retracted. I can't remember where I saw that, and I've been searching for it forever, but I can't seem to find it. If anybody knows what that is, comment it down below.
I don't know what specifically, but I know for a fact I've seen something like that on TikTok. That's not new.
Before,
but it is pretty cool.
TikTok had a shop that I saw this, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But, it's older. There were some other cool chargers. I'm trying to think other than just some stuff like that. Nothing super crazy. Anything?
I have a fun one here.
Okay.
There is a cap that you can put on your water bottles that will fizz your water.
Oh yeah, you could just, what is it? You just throw a whole, like, it, carbonates.
It's called
a CO2 cartridge.
The Rome Soda Top. It doesn't take cartridges, from what I understand, from what I'm reading here. It takes the
then maybe it was something else.
The carbon dioxide from the air around you. Oh no, it does. It's carbon dioxide filter cartridge. So it does use the air around you, but you do need cartridges, and it fizzes up anything that you put in the bottle. So you could put water in there, you could put juice in there, anything you want to put in there. It'll fizz up the drink using this cartridge, which is really cool.
Seems pretty cool. I'll never use it. I don't think water needs to be carbonated.
I'd probably use it. I have my air up bottle that I use all the time, and I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool to have something that's actually fizzy.
Okay, and it's muted.
Let's see. Anything else interesting on this list?
I have another random one.
Go for it.
XO Motion. This is a accessibility thing which pretty much can get you from a wheelchair to walking. You do not need to walk; it walks for you. But it is for people like that. Like, it will, like, connect to you and, like, sit you down into a wheelchair and help you with all that kind of stuff. So it's just a really cool accessibility type of thing.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool.
Did you see a lot of glasses? I saw a lot of glasses.
Yeah, I feel like that one, it's kind of a guaranteed at CES at this point that there's going to be glasses. The Meta glasses, the Ray-Bans, they are not new at all. They've been out for several years. I don't know why
just
they
new
were
iteration,
here.
maybe? New
Possibly.
camera or something?
Maybe. I think the charger might have been new, like putting them in the case with the magnetic charger.
That's probably what it was. That sounds new, yeah.
It's cool, but once again, it's literally just like the AI that's on your phone in a pair of glasses. Like, it's cool that you can like look at something and ask it what it is, where to get it. But like, you can do that with my phone camera. I can take a picture and be like, where do I get this?
So
and
that
honestly,
one definitely wasn't it, but there was another one that actually does have a little display at one of the corners of your eyes as well, and you can kind of scroll through everything. Which is pretty cool. And I think that's the big thing.
Those are the glasses that people are looking forward to, is the ones
like
that
like
have
Edith
the display in
from
the
Iron
lens.
Man. Yeah.
When it can like show you things on your lens, that's the coolest part. We don't want stuff that just like speaks to you. Like that's something you can do with earbuds. We want stuff that actually will show me things in my vision. That's the cool one.
Yeah, which I do think there is merit. I just think it's not a new concept anymore, so showing it here, but I do like the idea. Say that I'm going to a museum or, like a big park, like something like that. That could be really nice. Another pair of glasses, which was really cool, was color-changing glasses. You just press a button, it changes color. Which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of glasses like that. Nothing super crazy with all that kind of stuff. It's just the generic, same old stuff like that. However, this isn't CES. This is, I think it was Stanford. They actually created glasses for deaf people that will write the words as they're speaking. It'll like read their lips or hear them or whatever it is, and it will translate into text in the glasses.
Honestly,
like it'll show you the text.
Those are the glasses I'm most excited to see be developed over the next few years, because those ones, yes, they're helpful for deaf people, but they could be helpful for people without disabilities as well, in the sense of translating.
Yeah.
If we can get glasses that instantly translate any language when it's spoken to us and we just see the subtitles in our glasses, imagine how amazing that would be. It would like completely remove the language barrier from any place. Like, the old Chick-fil-A that I worked at, a lot of the people in the kitchen were Spanish, and you couldn't really talk to them apart from your Dora the Explorer vocabulary. So imagine having those glasses on and you can just easily have conversations with them. It'd be great.
Grandpa pad. Just looking through it. Anything else? I'm just scrolling through
did
my
you see
top
the
50.
Razer gaming chair?
Yeah, I did see that. That's kind of cool.
with the fans and the heaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'd probably be so expensive. Like, anything from Razer is way overpriced.
Probably.
But, it'd probably be like $1,000, maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for chairs, that's not that bad. Are chairs overly priced? Yes, I never said they weren't. But for chairs, $1,000, you can get a nice little coolant. Kind of cool.
Mm.
I'm trying to think if there's any other big home things. Anything else?
A battery backup for your fridge?
Because that's what we need.
Yeah, because that's what everybody needs. Totally. A microwave that has a digital screen. You can watch YouTube on it, or watch a cooking tutorial. Also from LG, mind you.
Sounds about right. Let's see. Okay, here's an article. Weirdest tech at CES. Let's see, here's that. Oh, okay, this is another one that I saw a while ago at the very beginning. The retractable keyboard. Did you see this one?
No.
So it is a keyboard where it's a normal keyboard on your left and right. However, what you can do is if you put your hand up on the right, it turns into a mouse pad. You put it down, you use a mouse pad. On the left, you put it up, and it comes out a number pad. And you kind of go back and forth. And you can go put your both hands up, it goes back to normal keyboard, and you can just kind of go back and forth. And so it's all right there. It seems more like an accessibility thing, because I saw a lot of people in the comments saying, how many times, if you're depending on what you do, how many times that motor is gonna move. It's also $700.
Mm-hmm.
But again, a lot of this kind of stuff is very early on, but it definitely is really cool, and it's probably using a lot of cameras and motion sensors to make sure it picks it up and makes that flawless. But that was definitely a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Seth.
Yes.
The people want to know, what was your favorite thing that you saw at CES this year?
Manga coming to Crunchyroll.
Your favorite item that you saw at CES.
Well, right here, I'm seeing encapsulated anime girls that talk to you. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay, buddy, come on.
I'm gonna say NVIDIA, the graphics card, the 50 series. Just the fact that we're finally getting to good performance at a reasonable price tag is really nice. However, should warn everyone, they're coming out soon. You might want to take a loan out, because if you don't take it out now, those scalpers are going to suck those things dry instantly at that price point. So take a loan out if you need to get that under $600 graphics card. How about you?
Mine was probably the VR chair. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the price.
That was definitely really cool.
Way too expensive. But I think that is one of the coolest advancements we've seen in VR in a long time. And to see that further developed and even have other companies come out with their versions and stuff, it's going to be really cool to see where that goes. So that was probably my favorite.
Yeah, that was definitely cool. And I'm really excited to see what kind of more tech things we get for VR, because obviously the chair is cool and we've seen some like running pads, but they're just so expensive. Like, you want a running pad, you got to put an extra $1,000 in. And it's like, well, if you get a good VR set and everything going and then buying the games, you're already at how much money? So it's just not super practical to build everything if you want high quality, performance and everything. But the stuff needs to be made in the first place, right? And that's what we're seeing. Now we have to wait another 10 years, and we're going to start seeing some more, lower series, some slim series, all that kind of stuff. SE for iPhone, the lower series that are more practical and for price.
All right, last question, Seth.
Go for it.
What is something you hope to see at CES next year? It can be an advancement on something that's already existed, or a completely new idea, something in a new space. What do you hope to see?
Good question. Honestly, we see some keyboards. I want to see some mice improvements. New mouse or something for gaming.
How?
I don't know. That's not what I get paid the big bucks for.
But that's the question. How, conceptualize. What is an advancement you could see in mice that you think would be helpful or cool to have?
Could be some ergonomics, just, feeling wise. I really like my maskless V2 because it has that nice little thumb rest type thing. But also buttons, in a practical sense. I don't want 50 buttons, like a full numpad on the left side, but maybe some hidden ways. Could I, for example, at the end side, if I could press down with my palm, that could be another button press. So some extra hidden
maybe
buttons,
have some
practical sense.
Some sort of touch screen. Maybe you hold down a button on your mouse and the side where your thumb is becomes a touch screen or something like that. You can swipe like a pad.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
That could be cool. That could be really cool. So yeah, just something with mice. I just talked about the keyboard and we're seeing all this stuff. I want to see some mice improvements, because honestly, I feel like I like mouse better than the keyboards. So, how about you? What's your big thing?
This is a weird call out, but I want to see more stuff with screens. I know we have a lot of cool, unique screens, but I want to see stuff with screens added to it. So, obviously there's the glasses. We want screens in the lenses. So
on the mouse,
you said
just
mice.
Other places.
Imagine a screen on the mouse, or we already have PCs with screens on them. What if we get keyboards with screens on them, or keyboards that are screens, like how you see in some of those futuristic movies where they just touch the thing and it presses the key, kind of like our touch screens, but it's a physical piece of glass that you just touch. I don't know. More things as screens and with screens would be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that disagree with that. I feel like people are trying to get away from screens everywhere. And for you to make your entire house just a screen?
It doesn't have to be my phone screen that can change all these colors and project all these different things. Just more things that are like I said, the keyboard that is glass. It doesn't have to have another function, but it's not an actual physical key that I press. I'm just touching this piece of glass and it presses the key. Something more like that for different types of technology would be cool.
So combine it with that see-through TV, getting a nice big piece of glass, but it's actually a TV. But touchscreen TV.
That's just a big tablet.
Big tablet. JJ, what's a big tablet? I want some animals. I'm Dr. Zombrain.
And I'm your mother.
Goodbye.